You know, it runs on a black budget, it launders power through shell companies, and it operates almost entirely in the shadows. From overthrowing governments to deploying AI, one single agency has acted as America's ultimate, and yeah, most controversial lever of power. So how in the world did this organization even come to be, and how has it morphed over the decades? Let's dive into the deep and often very dark history of the Central Intelligence Agency. We're going to trace the CIA's story through 5 totally distinct eras. We'll kick things off with its birth in the Cold War. Then we'll look at its playbook for coups, its big turn to technology, its complete reinvention during the War on Terror, and finally where it is today, fighting on the digital battlefield. Okay, so picture this. It's 1945. World War II is finally over, Europe is just in ruins, and the Soviet Red Army is parked right in the middle of the continent. Back in Washington, there's this growing panic because America knows next to nothing about what Stalin is planning. You see, at first, President Truman disbanded the wartime spy agency, the OSS. He figured, hey, the war's over, we don't need it. But the threat from the Soviets changed his mind, and fast. Within just 2 years, he signed the National Security Act, creating something America had never, ever had before, a permanent peacetime spy agency. Now, what's so crucial here is a little bit of wording in the act itself. It was kind of rushed, and it had this short phrase that basically gave the CIA a legal blank check. It created this huge gray area that let the agency move way beyond just gathering intelligence and into the world of covert ops, answering only to the president, not to the public. An agency with that kind of power, it needs money, a lot of it. And asking Congress for it openly was just not going to happen. So they got creative. A secret deal siphoned off 5% of the Marshall Plan, you know, the money that was supposed to rebuild a starving Europe, and funneled it directly into the CIA's black budget. This was their war chest. But all the money in the world can't buy you success. The CIA was basically a rookie team going up against the KGB, who were the absolute pros of espionage. In one of their first missions, every single agent they parachuted into Soviet territory was immediately killed or captured. An internal report admitted the grim reality: the agency was fatally penetrated by Soviet moles. Their spy networks were a complete and total disaster. So, here's the turning point. After these humiliating failures at old-school spying, the CIA had to find a new way to fight the Cold War. If they couldn't beat the KGB at their own game, well, they would just invent a new one: covert action. They perfected this new method for the first time in 1953. The Prime Minister of Iran nationalized British oil fields, so London called Washington for help. A CIA officer snuck into the country with over $1 million and ran the